Could end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Yes, I do.
How would you do that?
I know Zelensky very well.
I'll end that war between those two countries in 24 hours. It won't even take that long. I will get the war ended. I'll stop all of those lives from being wasted and lost. And there'll be no more bombing of Ukraine. There'll be no more bombing of Russia. And everybody will be happy.
It can be negotiated, I think, within 24 hours. It really has to be done from the office of the president. And you have to get them both in a room. And there are things you can say to each one of them, which I won't reveal now, which will guarantee that this war will end immediately.
On that to get it solved, I can do it in 24 hours. I know both players, and I can do that in 24 hours. But you can only do it from the office of the president. You need that. You need that seat. You need what's tailed in that seat. And I would have that done in 24 hours. It wouldn't even be tough. I know what to say to each of them, and there's no way they would reject it.
I will end that war in one day. It'll take 24 hours. I would have a deal done in 24 hours from the time we started. And I would tell Zelensky something, and I would tell Putin something, and I'd get him into a room, and I'd tell him again and again. I would have a deal done very quickly.
So what happened? It seems to me that Trump has flipped on his base yet again. You may say, Flips, what you talking about? How he flipped on his base again? Let me show you. Let me read this to you. After getting to know and fully understand the Ukraine/Russia military and economic situation, and after seeing the economic trouble it is causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. With time, patience, and financial support of Europe, and in particular NATO, the original border from where this war started is very much an option. Why not? Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years, a war that should have taken a real military power less than a week to win. This is not distinguishing Russia. In fact, it is very much making them look like a paper tiger. When the people living in Moscow and all the great cities, towns, and districts all throughout Russia find out what's really going on with this war, the fact that it is almost impossible for them to get gasoline through the long lines that are being formed, and all of the other things that are taking place in this war economy, where most of their money is being spent fighting Ukraine, which has great spirit and only getting better. Ukraine would be able to take back their country in its original form, and who knows, maybe even go further. Putin and Russia are in big economic trouble, and this is the time for Ukraine to act. In any event, I wish both countries well. We will continue to supply weapons to NATO for NATO to do what they want with them. Good luck to all. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. If you voted for Trump, you understood that first clip that I played. And this man was pushing and pushing and pushing. Hey, I'm going to stop the war in 24 hours. I'm going to stop the war in 24 hours. I know both parties. Then we had Zelensky coming to the White House. What happened then? That's how you talk to him, Trump. That's how you get it done.
Not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now.
That's how you talk to Zelensky. We wish you would talk to Bibi Netanyahu like that, but hey, that's how you talk to him. You let him know he ain't got the cards, right? We was all clapping for it. No new wars. Matter of fact, let me play you another video. I don't think people understand. Let me play this video for you, because this is what we was being told during the elections time, during the election season.
Tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government.
We will drive out the globalists. Remember Hillary Clinton used to point at me, he will create wars. No. They said his personality will create wars. I said, no, my personality is going to keep us out of wars. And I was right. First president in 78 years that didn't start a war. We had no wars. None of these stupid wars.
And sent our blood and treasure to fight in stupid foreign wars where the countries don't even know who we are and where we've never heard of the country. This Tuesday is your chance to stand up and declare you are not going to take it anymore.
They've taken away your money, thrown open your borders to criminals and terrorists, flooded your towns with deadly drugs and death, given you jobs to illegal migrants, and sent our blood and treasure to fight stupid foreign wars in countries that you've never heard of. This Tuesday is your chance to stand up and declare that you're not going to take it anymore.
This video goes on and on and on, and I believe you get the picture. See, listen, first we had this promise during the election season. Then we had the, hey, in 24, I cancel that war. I stop the war in 24 hours. But guess what? It's been 9 months going on to the 10th month. We almost in October, and the war with Ukraine hasn't stopped. We supported Israel bombing Iran. We did not want to do that. We voted to put you in office to stop sending taxpayer money to these foreign conflicts and to focus on the affordability with America. Focus on the issues with America. And that's just not what's been happening when it comes down to our foreign affairs with this administration. It seems like the same old, a continuation of how the left versus right continue to feed the war machine instead of focusing their issues on the day-to-day America. Now, let me say this. I am grateful for the no taxes on tips. Now, am I upset there's a limit on no tax on tips? Yes, because what was promised was no tax on tips, not no tax on tips until $11,000 or $25,000. No, that's not what I voted for. That's not what I wanted. I wanted no tax on tips straight out because that's how it was promised to me. That's how it was gave to me. It was like the man had something behind his back and said, oh yeah, this too. And I'm not okay with that. Trump says that we're not spending any money on the war. Take a look.
We're not spending any money on the war. The war is being funded by NATO. NATO is buying our equipment. In fact, I don't want to make money on that war. I don't want to, but we are actually making money on that war because they're buying our equipment, as you know. But we're not spending any money on the war.
Now, you see that and you say, okay, we gonna make money off it. All we doing is selling equipment. Okay, cool. I like how that sound. I could get down with that. Hey, if this war is gonna continue to go on and on and on, then shoot, at least let's make some money off it. Let's sell the equipment to NATO. But then you hear something like this.
We gave the money to Ukraine to fight, and they've proven they're very brave. We gave the money to Ukraine to fight, and they've proven they're very brave. We gave the money to Ukraine to fight, and they've proven they're very brave. I mean, look, they're fighting, and this is a war going on 3.5 years.
We gave the money to who? To Ukraine to fight. I'm gonna let this clip finish.
And people thought it would be over quickly because Russia's a big military power, and Ukraine, I tell you, they are good fighters. You got to hand it to them. They have a lot of courage, a lot of guts. It's pretty amazing. You know, this is a war that should have ended in 3 days, 4 days. People said it was going to be very quick, and you got to hand it to the Ukrainian soldiers and everybody involved. It's still going on, and that's not a good thing for Russia. This was supposed to be quick. And so, you know, Russia doesn't look very distinguished, having taken 3.5 years now, right? So yeah, 3.5 years of very hard fighting. And it looks like it's not going to end for a long time.
And it looks like it's not going to end for a long time. So in the meantime, we actually not making no money off of Russia in the war. We just, you know, we actually, matter of fact, my bad, I said that wrong. We actually making money off the war selling equipment. But we actually not giving no money to Ukraine. We just selling our equipment and making money. But we actually sending money to Ukraine. We gave them money for the war. Which one is it, bro? Which one is it? So what I did was, I said, you know what? Let's go to Grunk. Let's go big old trusty Grunk. Let's talk to Grunk. So I skip all the blah, blah, blah. We go to the bottom, right? Total allocation, right? Now, let me say this. Trump has been doing a better job with our taxpayer dollars, sending it over to the war from at least Grunk. Grunk is my source today. So if Grunk is wrong, I'm wrong. All right? So during the Biden administration, right? 2021 to 2025, Biden sent $182.8 billion to Ukraine. In the military aid, he sent $66.5 billion. In financial and economics, he sent $30 billion. Humanitarian efforts, he sent from 15 to 20 billion. Unwavering support, right? Now with the Trump administration in the second term, we are 9 months in, 3 days away from October. Trump has sent what total allocations? $1 to $2 billion. New commitments. Now, Trump did say, hey, we're going to support you. We're going to need those rare earth deals. I do remember that. I do remember him saying Zelensky ain't got the cards and he don't want to talk to him and that this war should end. And I do remember also him saying we're going to end this in 24 hours of him being in office, right? So, military aid, $1 billion. Financial economics, minimum reconstruction focus. Humanitarian, $1 to $2 billion and ongoing. So, I don't care if it's 1 red penny, 1 red cent, 1 red dime. I don't believe that we should be participating in this war with Ukraine. I don't. If you promised us that in 24 hours you was going to end the war, we should not be getting any message of you saying, hey, I think, Ukraine is in the position to win. I think they could go get their border back and more. They go get their border back and more. We're gonna see the full force, and maybe he's briefed on something that I'm not, and maybe I'm liable to be wrong. I'm okay with being wrong, but for what I see right now, I'm incredibly disappointed because this is not what we voted for at all. And the sad part about it is, see me, when Trump do something that I'm like, I'm gonna speak up about it. When Trump do something that I like, I'm gonna speak up about it. I'm not one of those creators or these people on YouTube that's Trumpies and that's just gonna lick the bootstrap and sell it to you like it's gold or it's some bronze or something. No, that's doo-doo, that's shit. It's no bueno, that's no good. I can't get down with that. Because this was the promise. This is what it should be. And it's that simple. If you give me your word, stick to it. You're supposed to be the outsider. You're supposed to be the politician that don't take the donors' money.
A lot of times, property from an elderly woman.
Let me talk quiet.
How tough is it?
A lot of times, that's all of his donors and special interests out there. So, that's what it is. And by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interests, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience. And the reason they're not loving me
The reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
Saudi Arabia giving $25 million, Qatar, all of these countries. These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money.
Not a gift to me. It's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better.
Why don't you give back the money that you've taken from certain countries that treat certain groups of people so horribly?
You should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or $400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
Why don't you give back the money? I think it would be a great gesture.
I thought it was a beautiful gesture. Now, there are those that say we shouldn't be accepting gifts to the Defense Department. And I would say only a stupid person would say that.
It should have never happened. And I think you owe an explanation to the American people.
We're giving to everybody else. Why wouldn't I accept the gift?
If I ever said that, that's quid pro quo.
Yeah, but you take over $230 million from AIPAC. What's that about? What's that about? You took so much money from the Jewish lobby. You took so much money from these Zionists. What's that about? What's that about? And then out of nowhere, you just flip your tune on Ukraine and NATO. What's that about? Help me understand. Because the switch up is crazy. If you say you're going to do something, do it. And this is why I say, like, to all the people that watch me and support me, listen, man, it's a uniparty. There's no us versus them. There's no left versus right. That's what they want us to believe to keep us divided. There's a uniparty. Every president that came in sold the American people out. Our last real president at most was JFK. Since then, we haven't had a real president. And the only people that can change that and save this country is me and you. We got to align together. Because what we're going to continue to get is the damnation of America. And I hate to see my country go down. Yes, we got lefty lunatics up in our country.
Fuck your homie dead! Fuck your homie dead! He got shot in the head! Fuck your homie dead! The fuck? We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
That we got to deal with. But yes, we also do got radical right in our country. So for the most common folks, man, and reasonable people who could say, hey, listen, we got to hold Trump accountable. We got to hold his feet to the fire. We got to make sure things like this don't continue to happen. We don't continue to get tricked over and over and over again. Because I said no new wars. I voted for no new wars. And that's just not seeming like what we getting. I mean, the Iran and Israel thing could have came out and been a lot much worse. A lot much worse. But I digress. It didn't. It wasn't. I still don't like it, but it wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be. This right here, I've been expecting this to go. I was praising the man when they was about to get this ceasefire. I was praising the man when he got the ceasefire before he was in office, and just for that to go down the trash, you know. But maybe it's some things going on behind doors that I'm not privy to. But I just wanted to come out and just have this quick video just to talk about my disappointment. And hey, you just did a 180 on us, yo. What's up with that? What's up with that? But listen, man, you are me, I'm you. We one of the same body. Remember, keep your head up, keep your nose clean. You save the world, you live forever. Peace.